Good morning and welcome back to the My Crypto Journey live stream here for actual coffee and crypto today. ASTER is ripping. That's the talk of the crypto space. Literally, ASTER's ripping while the rest of the crypto market is dipping. So do me a favor, lock in, tap in, baby, smash the subscribe button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure to smash the like button also. And if you're watching over on X, make sure to like and give your boy a follow. And most importantly, repost. Oh my goodness. Right? Absolutely. Here's the thing about the crypto space. There's always something going on. And usually we see with meme coins where the rest of the market could be dipping and it may seem kind of unexciting, but then we have something like ASTER come out of nowhere and it's different now because we have the world's richest the richest crypto person in the world, CZ, Xi Jinping, right? Xi Jinping, my bad, backing this project. And I didn't think that CZ would, be more kind of, I thought he was just going to do the Giggle Academy and just kind of be passively in the crypto space. But this guy is all in and he's on a warpath. I will remind you that CZ is the man that single-handedly took down FTX. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of shady stuff going on in the background, but now he's coming for Hyperliquid. And it could happen, right? It could happen. I know Hyperliquid's been kind of the talk of the town during this cycle, but let me tell you something. CZ's on a warpath. And what's up? We have Javi in the chat. Javi, how you doing? GM, guys. I was traveling all day yesterday. It was hell. Absolutely terrible. Planes getting delayed, all kinds of crazy stuff. But I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back in the saddle. What's up, Javi? How we doing? GM chat. What's up, Jay Hawk? Good morning. Good morning. We have Rick Rock in the chat. What's up, brother? And Kayla, thank you so much for reposting the stream. I do appreciate you. All right. So obviously, we are sponsored by Exceller. Their pre-sale is ending very, very soon in about 7 days. We've already raised $267,000 right now. So make sure you tap into the Exceller pre-sale. One of the more bullish projects I've been sponsored with for a while. We'll see how it does. But obviously, people care about anonymity in the space. And that's pretty much the big bull case, in my opinion, for ASTER. Like a lot of people are using the protocol and saying that it's not as good as Hyperliquid. But the truth is people really want anonymity in the space. FOMO says, how high can ASTER market cap go? Well, we can look at some market cap calculators, right? So let's go to market cap calculator and we can see how high it goes. I mean, from today's price, it may not look appealing to some people because you could say that, it depends on what you think. You could say that, it's already too big and those sorts of things. But, I think with these projects, you don't want to get too greedy, right? So right now, it's only a 3.77x away from flipping Hyperliquid, which is kind of crazy, What's up, Robert says, are you going to make a video? Jake Gagan actually made one. Maybe I'll make one. I'll make one on how to buy ASTER. That actually might do well. That's a good idea, Robert. That's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. Glenn says the boys are pouring concrete listening to Rodney pump our bag. Let's go. Shout out to Glenn and the boys. But ASTER looking really, really good. What's up, Lady Glenn? Thank you so much for posting the stream. But it's only a 3.7x away from flipping Hyperliquid. Obviously, Hyperliquid supply a little higher, so price is going to look a little different. But $7 would get us to where Hyperliquid is today. Now, is Hyperliquid dead? No, but I get the need for something like ASTER, right? With dark pools and those sorts of things. And CZ, right? They're saying that he controls 95% of the supply. Now, supply control is kind of a thing that some people like and they don't like, but there has to be some context to it because CZ is the richest man in the world, crypto guy in the world. He doesn't need to rug anybody. And he's already been in trouble with the authorities. He's not going to do anything shady, When it comes to CZ, he's not going to do anything shady. He's already been to jail. Binance had to pay a fat fine, and those sorts of things. So in my opinion, him controlling the massive amount of the supply isn't a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. And I know a lot of people look at that and don't think it's good, but you got to ask yourself, you got to ask yourself the question, why would he rug pull anything? Why would he put his reputation, in danger? CZ is kind of beloved by the crypto space, no matter how the authorities looked at him, no matter what. And if you think about what he's done with Binance and bringing it from where it was, from an ERC20 token that ICO'd, 10 to 15 cents, something like that, to where it's at today, even though he doesn't take all the credit for it, but he's a big reason for it, right? And how influential he's been in the crypto space and how he kind of saved a lot of people back during 2022 with FTX. I'm telling you something's cooking here. It's kind of magical. It's kind of insane right now. Robert says, I've seen a couple of videos on how to buy it, and you need to go to the ASTER decks, but somehow I keep having trouble transferring over from my wallets. So I hear, Robert, that that's actually a common problem, that people are having issues like with the money, like it's not popular. I've heard on X that there's quite a few problems trying to do it. So that's what I've heard. That's common feedback that I've heard from ASTER. And I've heard the platform isn't that good yet, but give it some time, right? Because I know that, in the beginning, Hyperliquid wasn't good either. So CZ and Leonard are going to take ASTER above all else. Watch. It's pretty convincing. And what's interesting is Jake posted this, right? So obviously CZ was talking about this. This is what he said. It's a 7-second clip, right? 7-second clip.
In that sense, it's actually kind of good that I'm forced not to spend time on the centralized exchange. So now I can actually have more time to contribute to the decentralized ecosystem.
So obviously ASTER is decentralized, right? So centralized, BNB, ASTER is decentralized, right? And Jake posted this and said ASTER coded. And then CZ says, first of all, shout out to fucking Jake. He's been absolutely fucking smashing it. Shout out to Jake, the boy, the kid. And CZ replies, when one door opens up, another one closes. And that implies that he's probably going to be more involved with ASTER. And as you can see on Yeezy Labs, I mean, you can see that, obviously Yeezy Labs back, or YZI Lab. I say Yeezy Labs. YZI Labs backs ASTER, and CZ's on the team right here as an intern, which is hilarious, right? But absolutely insane. I mean, Kayla says this is the beta and the best beta app I've ever used for real. And you know what, Kayla? Kayla's been in the the space and tried a lot of dApps. So I do trust your judgment. That's awesome. And I'm someone who's sidelined. I was waiting for a bigger dip, and we had a dip, and sometimes you get left behind. But in crypto, it's good to see people win. Of course, this is bringing back a lot of tribalism in the space, but if you're going to be mad about people being successful on another platform just because it's taking away from another platform, I mean, it's like, there's room for both, for both to kind of win, right? And ASTER is pretty much a perpetual DEX, right? DEX. And I think the benefit to, and you can long things. Obviously you can use leverage and those sorts of things. Now, a lot of people are looking at, the DEX is actually getting a ton of volume, but the bull case, in my opinion, is that if you use like something like Arkham, everybody tracks everything. And it's good to have some privacy in the space with the dark pools and those sorts of things, right? And this was interesting. Check this out. So I remember when ASTER went live, Hyperliquid said that you could now long or short ASTER with up to 3x leverage. Beware of low liquidity, high volatility, and increased liquidation risk. And then ASTER came out and said that you can now long or short hype with 300x leverage, which is absolutely insane. Now, a lot of people use different exchanges and stuff to do their dirty work. Some bigger exchanges, some smaller exchanges, Coinbase, Binance, whatever, right? And I think the reason why, in my opinion, because that maybe CZ is leaning really hard on this, because when it comes to Hyperliquid, there could have been a point, maybe in 5 years or something like that, where Hyperliquid could have, been bigger than Binance in some sort of way, and CZ's just not having it, So it's actually kind of crazy. It's actually kind of crazy to see something like this. And what's crazy is to see it being an altcoin doing this, because we've had meme coins hit multi-billion-dollar market cap sizes, but we haven't had this, CZ, the number one KOL in this space, you could say, come out in support of something like ASTER. Right. So pretty much it's things you can do on a centralized exchange, but it's anonymous, and anonymity in the space is, we like that. Right. We're big into that. That's what we want. And it's insane. In a market that's kind of just pulling back a little bit. Now we're having a September cool down. I kind of figured, I thought we'd go down much, much lower than this, and maybe we will. But the entire market is cooling off. Obviously, after the interest rate cut announcements, Bitcoin went to around 117,000. We're at 112 right now. But we still have some winners. MNT, APX, ASTER, obviously, the talk of the town. And, it's looking good for the crypto space. And like I said, it's nothing we haven't seen in the meme coin space. We've seen meme coins hit multi-billion-dollar market cap sizes, but this is special, right? Because of CZ. And we know that this guy, it's just barely getting started. And we know that this guy is not going to let it fail. It's actually insane. The CEO of ASTER is a former director of the fiat product at Binance. Really, that's insane. President, what's up, Javi? Yes, the U.S. president did address the UN. I saw that this morning, and apparently the teleprompter didn't work. which is funny. What's up, awesome? How we doing? Welcome to the stream. I was just, earlier in the stream, I talked about how Acceler is doing very well, very well. And if you guys didn't know, I went live with Austin last night on his channel. It was a very awesome space. And we're going to go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. If you guys want to hop in for a X live space, I'll go ahead and put that up after the stream, but it'll be great. The global risk merger in technology at Bank of America. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, see, I mean, hey, competition's crazy. Let me tell you something. CZ's a shark, baby. CZ's a shark. He's on a war path. He's on a mission. The only thing that could stand in front of ASTER and it being successful is the U.S. government intervening in some way. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that could stop ASTER from doing well, is for some reason the U.S. government getting in and stopping it in some sort of way, which I just can't see that. It's just like this cycle, regulations have really loosened up. But I really can't see anything getting in the way of this. I mean, if you look at it, it just looks good. Like CZ's not going to stop. This guy's not the CEO of Binance anymore. Like he's doing the Giggle Academy, which they raise a ton of money, by the way, which is like a kind of like a learning platform for getting people into the crypto, into the you don't need the crypto, pretty much crypto education, you could say, which it's funny because there's been a lot of like scam projects that try to do that, but obviously CZ's different. And he wants to work on this, which I think is great. So it just goes to show how much power one man can have. It's absolutely insane. And to be completely honest with you guys, the biggest marketing is price go up. When your price goes up, like who cares? It doesn't matter what's going on. We did see this, which is kind of crazy, right? So the BNB chain DEX volume flipped Solana in the past 24 hours. Now that's crazy. If you just understand like how popular Solana has been with pump fund and those sorts of things, like it's crazy to see a different chain do that to Solana. Like Solana's been dominating. It's insane, The BNB revival, baby. And obviously BNB's hitting crazy all-time highs and those sorts of things. What's up, fan? Good morning. How we doing? Welcome to the stream, fan. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? You don't think CZ knows how to deal with the U.S. government? He's not more powerful than the U.S. government, I'll tell you that. But I think that's the only thing that could get in the way, in my opinion, which I can't imagine them doing because they're not really doing anything wrong. It's just a more decentralized version of and more private version of Hyperliquid. And Azam and I were talking about this online last night. It's like, it's nice to have some anonymity in the space and no one needs to know what you're doing all the time. But yeah, BNB is coming back hard. I mean, this is the overall market right now. Obviously, BNB up above $1,000, which is insane. And that's why, I think it's so important to look at, some of these projects that are brand new. That's why we're so bullish on Acceler. And who knows if it'll work out or not. And shout out to Acceler, already $269,000 raised, which is insane. And we have about a week left for the pre-sale ends. We could definitely do much better than this. But like, if you go back to the BNB days, it's like, of course, if you want to check out Acceler, links that is in the description of this video. And if you're watching on X, you can see it's tagged on X. But, if you went back in time and spent a little bit of money in all these different pre-sales or these ICOs, like they could definitely work out, right? That's why VCs get into these projects early. Some of them work out, some don't, but the ones that do work out in a big way. So Robert says, yeah, bro, it sucks that it's a little difficult to transfer to buy this because by the time it's a major exchange, it's already going to flip hyper. So yes, please already really need some help ASAP. Well, Robert, I think that's a protocol issue because I have heard of people. It's not like I've heard a couple people online. I'm not sure how loud it is. Excuse me, how many people are actually having issues, but the people that are complaining are pretty loud. And I've heard issues where they send money to the exchange and it takes a while to populate. Now, Osm actually use the exchange. But yeah, just like I said, Aster allows you to trade perpetuals even anonymously. You don't have to KYC, and that's big. Now in the US, that might be an issue because, obviously they want to know exactly what you're doing and those sorts of things. But even so, like Binance is successful, even though you can't even use it in the United States. So worst case scenario, they'll make it so Americans can't use it. You need a VPN and those sorts of things, which obviously don't break the law, but I think that's worst case scenario. But like, that's not stopping Binance from being the #1 exchange just because Americans can't use it. The world is bigger than just America, So But Robert, me making a how to buy video, I might just do that for the. I mean, that video might go crazy. Actually, it might actually do very, very well. You know. Osm says Hyperliquid is asked and won't let me trade in Washington State. Yeah, there's a few states. What is it? New York, Washington, and another one, right? That won't let you use some centralized exchanges. And same thing with Binance US and same thing with Crow, right? Bull runs here, baby. Plans back. Let's go. Yeah, it's actually great to see people winning in the space. You know, I love to see it. You know, like I said last night on Austin stream, like the space is still relatively small, so any win is good. But we're seeing a lot of tribalism between the Hyperliquid guys and the Aster guys. Just be both guys, you know. But like I showed you guys before. I mean, Aster's only a 3.7x away from flipping or just becoming the market cap size of Hyperliquid. That's actually nothing. You know, that's actually crazy. And Hyperliquid's been pulling back quite a bit. And who knows where things will be at a year from now, but you know, with the backing of CZ, and it's like the perfect time in my opinion. Yeah, the market's cooling off, but everyone's expecting us to have a pumptober. You know, the post rate cut cool down was expected. And to be honest, it's been a pretty good month overall for crypto and Bitcoin, really, you know, relative to other years, which I thought was going to dump a little more, but somehow I was able to transfer some Solana, but when it went to perpetuals, which was leverage trading, correct? I don't know why or how I can get to spot. I'll have to go ahead and fuck around with it. Has anyone seen Pablo Crow's new coin? No, I haven't, but I'm not surprised he made another one. You know, and people are going to buy it too. I mean, his last one did pretty good. FOMO didn't even know he was still around. Is he? Oh, no, yeah. Pablo Crow's still around. I think he last year he made Monkey Shit U MSI, and it did really well. So he's making another one, and it's probably going to do well too. You know, much respect for Pablo Crow to be out there still killing it. Hey, he's making meme coins, and say what you want. People buy them, you know, because they like them. So say what you want about the man, but he's actually killing it. That's crazy, man. Hyperliquid flipping. Or after flipping Hyperliquid by a lot too, kind of mogging them. You know what also I read is that Tether, you know, is the number one stablecoin, and everyone else is trying to play catch up. It's always going to be the number one stablecoin, which I thought was interesting. It was interesting to read that. Like, oh yeah, you're probably right, you know. I think Jay Powell is talking today. Is he really talking today? Let's see. Is Jay Powell talking today? That could be big. Now, what is interesting is that we're seeing the stock market look pretty good. We're seeing gold look really good, but the crypto market's kind of like not doing anything. Oh yeah, Powell's speech today on U.S. economic outlook to set market tone. Oh, so that's going to be huge. Very huge. Let me see when and where. Probably 2 p.m., right? Let's see. Is it live already? Oh, it starts. It starts in 86 minutes. Yeah, so that'll be huge, right? That'll be huge. Yeah, around 2 p.m. or so. That'll be huge. Short, you think so? I mean, we were looking at the RSI last night for on the weekly chart for Ethereum. It's not looking good. You know, not looking good, which is crazy because, you know, and for Bitcoin, it's looking good. I mean, the narrative of the cycle has been, us rotating back into altcoins and those sorts of things. So it's going to happen, my boy. And with my kins from Aster, I think you meant gains from Aster, I'll be 20x away from quitting this motherfucking job. I think you meant. Nice. Around 2 p.m. or so. Thank you so much, bro. Love you too. I like how you take the time to read our comments and respond back to them. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've heard it's a common problem with Aster right now. Like, I think the exchange and the technology and the UI is just going to get better. You know, just give it some time to get better. It's beta. It's new. Just give it some time. It'll get better. They'll keep improving it. They'll hear feedback from you guys. Who knows if they thought it was going to be as much of a success as it was, and who knows if they probably knew that CZ was going to be involved in some way. You know, Hyperliquid's been the talk of the town, you could say, this cycle. It really has been when it comes to top altcoins. And maybe CZ didn't like that, or maybe was threatening Binance. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? You know, what was crazy is back in 2022 when we got all the drama from CZ and FTX and Binance and stuff like that. I didn't know it was that bad behind the scenes. I mean, you kind of heard stuff in the background of CZ just kind of taking shots at Sam Bankman-Fried, because Sam Bankman-Fried was like getting in with the politicians. Remember, I think he was the second largest donor to Biden and stuff like that. And you know, CZ didn't really like that and exposed them in Alameda Research and all those sorts of things. So the coin Crow Show, it's on Solana, and it was 853K yesterday and around 2 million market cap today. Yeah, dude, Pablo Crow knows how to pump meme coins. You know, good morning, Sakulan. How we doing? GM. Crow Show is Pablo. I thought it would be Crow, like on crypto.com, since it's Crow Show. Yeah, so Jerome Powell does speak today. Should be very, very interesting. We'll see what he says, but obviously the market's going to react. And I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of tank a little more for the rest of the month and have a really bullish October. But it's just good to see something and people talking about it. Something talking like with Aster. It's good to see something happening right now in the space. Now, this is something I've always said. So Lark Davis made this post, said that gold is on an absolute tear right now. Bitcoin will soon follow. So obviously gold's been hitting new all-time highs. Like we've been seeing that all the time. But then CZ said this, which is something I always talk about. He says, gold is great if you can carry it everywhere. Through airports, for example, you have all the right sizes to pay people with. You can verify its pureness when receiving it, and they don't dig more out of it of the ground. So I thought that was interesting, right? Because obviously that's been our talk about gold. It's like, what if we find more? What if it's not as rare and scarce as we think? You know, the purity is huge, and obviously being able to travel with it. So I thought that was interesting, right? If you compare like Bitcoin to gold and those sorts of things. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. So great post from CZ. How about CZ becoming the number one fucking talk of the crypto space right now, which is crazy. You know? He's on a fucking war. He's on a comeback. He's on a revenge tour. It's actually kind of crazy. You love to see it, you know? Now, this is interesting. This was a story that it said that Mr. Beast bought Aster. And apparently this guy, I don't know, maybe he DM'd this whale guru DM'd Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast said it wasn't him who bought Aster. And that was like you could say that was a top signal because Aster promptly dumped after that. But then obviously today it hit a new all-time high. It's been ripping. So Brandon says, I can't wait to see what happens in Pumptober. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, 173K in liquidity is not bad for, you know, especially smaller cap meme coins. What's up, Kelly Goddess? Thank you so much for reposting the stream. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Godfather Brandon in the chat. See how the market's doing over the last hour or so. Looks like we are dipping into the red a little bit. Even Aster's down. I mean, we'll see what happens. You know, Jerome Powell, obviously. And the thing about Aster, guys, I will say is like, look, if it pulls back, it pulls back. It already had a pretty good correction. It's part of the game, right? Anything that goes up like super parabolic is going to have a pullback. And it's going to take a breather. It's just part of the game, you know? But it is actually good to see. It's actually nice to see people arguing on X. It's, you know, we're back when people are tribal and stuff like that. Yeah. I think CZ holding a lot of the supply is just good. You know, it's really good. It's something that, you know, it's good. The guy who's so rich, why does he doesn't need money? You know, he really doesn't. It's not some random guy who made a shitcoin project that's going to see $1 million for the first time in his life. It's like a guy who's worth $80 billion. Like that's a pretty big deal, right? We did see this Avalanche DeFi hits its highest TVL since August 2022. So that's good, right? When it comes to total value locked, Avalanche has been doing pretty big, doing pretty good and growing bigger. And it's because of the ETF, right? CZ even said dips are healthy and needed. We all know how important that is. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's just funny how people don't, like when it dips, they just come and start to celebrate and stuff and dunk on it and those sorts of things. It's like, guys, give it some time. I thought this was interesting. This is posted by Antoine Rousseau. Obviously, we did like an AMA with him. We talked to him and whatnot. He like looks at wallets and those sorts of things. But it says CZ was the richest person to go to U.S. prison. I thought this was funny.
And also, before I went to prison, the Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, they all published, I'm going to be the richest person to ever go to a U.S. prison, and this doesn't help, right? So, like, I don't want to like break privilege, but multiple people said, look, this may increase your chances of being extorted in prison, right? So, luckily, the people in prison, not that many people read Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal. So, yeah.
What were there any situations where you felt, unsafe or people tried to extort you or anything like that?
So, I was very worried, but throughout the whole experience, I think it also has to do with how you conduct yourself. I got along with people around me pretty quickly. I got into a group.
CZ's not going to like a regular prison. He's going to like, And
I was a part of a group very quickly. So I don't think I showed any weakness. So I don't think I didn't see anybody try to extort me. So actually that group also I felt that group also probably helped me to avoid quite a lot of trouble, because once you have a group of guys who are supporting you, you generally, other people pick.
So there it is. The richest man to ever be in a U.S. prison, which is kind of crazy, right? Kayla says, ASTER isn't just a crypto. I think even just another crypto. It really isn't. It's just different. It's different. Obviously, the big thing, the use case is actually like much needed right now in the crypto space. And it's like true decentralization, right? And then obviously CZ being a part of it is huge. Yeah. He's Asian. He had protection. Yeah, I know, right? Iron Lux says, I oversaw his entire stay. Bud says CZ joined a prison gang. That'd be hilarious, right? Yeah, it isn't just another crypto. It's actually insane. What else we have going on? So obviously CZ, the talk of the town is ASTER right now, guys. It really is. There's not really much going on in the crypto space. There is, when it comes to Donald Trump and those sorts of things, but really, all eyes on ASTER right now, which is kind of good when there's a lull in the crypto market. Everything's down quite a bit, but this is pretty funny. So CZ eggs on ASTER as it mocks Hyperliquid. Always cracks me up. Leverage me fully, pun intended, well paid. That's funny. I wonder what Hyperliquid thinks about this. I wonder who's going to win out in the end, I don't know, And a quick reminder, guys, shout out to the sponsor, Xceller. We are having a massive pre-sale. When we talk about decentralization, that's what we want in the space, right? We want that. We want anonymity. We want to be anonymous, right? So check out Xceller. I'm sure a lot of you guys that follow my page know exactly about it, all about it. Austin's been talking about it. But it's pretty much a way for you to conduct yourself in the DeFi space anonymously. And will the protocol be as big as we think it's going to be? We'll see. But the upside is huge. All right. So shout out to Xceller for sponsoring us. We love it. And of course, link to that is in the description down below if you want to get in on the pre-sale. Yes, please like the stream. Thank you so much, Cycle Hunt. I do appreciate you. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you like being here. But pretty big news for Daddy Jerome Powell. See what he has to say. And I think his name is Jeff, right? Yeah, so Jeff Yan, there it is, yeah. So who runs Hyperliquid? Can we not? All right, so this is who runs. He's a good dude, right? So Hyperliquid was launched by Harvard classmate Jeff Yan, CEO and License Inc. in 2022, along with a core team of engineers from top institutions like Caltech and MIT. Yan and his team previously worked as crypto market makers and founded Hyperliquid to build a high-speed, transparent, decentralized exchange on its own layer 1 blockchain, offering the performance of centralized exchanges with DeFi principles, right? So Hyperliquid is run by this guy, and look, it's not a bad project. The bull case is for ASTER is it's anonymous, right? It's true decentralization, no KYC, right? You don't have to. I do have to say that as time has gone on, we've become less of like a decentralized kind of community, more of like please institutions buy up all the Bitcoin so we can pump our bag kind of deal. And ASTER's kind of like a throwback, which I like. And obviously with CZ, at the helm, it kind of feels like that. Now, obviously, Binance got in a little bit of trouble because of not really properly doing their KYCs, But yeah. What's up, Waddy? How we doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. They're probably cousins. Why would you think they're cousins? Because they're Asian? But yeah, so Hyperliquid's not bad. And to be fair, I think there's a space for Hyperliquid. When you think about like, I don't know, I feel like KYC is like the proper way to go about it, like proper, you know? Like for centralized exchanges. Maybe you could say bigger clients will use, well, it depends. Like institutions maybe will prefer Hyperliquid because everything's on paper. You know what's going on, but you know, maybe Aster's for the degens, and I can't even say that. But you know. Waddy, you part of the, oh, what's up? Waddy, what's up, baby? You got the XCL Mafia in the house. Let's go, Exceller. And of course, if you're watching over next, make sure to like and repost. It's the best thing you can do to help me share the stream. I appreciate you guys. What's the guy's name? You said that already made a video on how to buy Aster. Jake Gagan. I'll show you right here. I haven't watched it yet, but it's actually not as hard as you think it is. You just got to jump through a few loopholes, I believe. I'm trying to find it. How to buy Aster on the, here it is right here. How to buy Aster on
buy Aster. Make sure to click redeem to want a wallet. You and my available on our tokens. USDT on ETH, so and then give it about 5-10 minutes.
Here, let me. I'll put it in the comments. You can check it out. There, it's right there. Check that out. Maybe I'll make like a in-depth video on how to do it. One second here. Just open Pure Wallet, get BNB, and go to PancakeSwap from the contract and CoinMarketCap, and done. You can buy them. You can buy it on CoinMarketCap, PancakeSwap now, or directly from Trust Wallet. You can buy it. Okay, so that I guess that wasn't a thing not too long ago. Yes, gold smashing through all-time highs again. Wait, you can buy it within wallets now? I mean, that's pretty sweet. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. BRB. Gold 4K by the end of the year? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was that was the original places was BNB. I bought it Friday on PancakeSwap. Wow, easy. I mean, that's easy then. The thing is, like, it depends which wallet you have, right? But it's easier than some, right? I don't know if Pancake Wallet supports BNB yet. Yeah, Aster can be bought everywhere, so there's no excuse to miss this one. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but gold's killing it right now. Gold's hitting new all-time highs. And I read this from Tyler. Shout out to Tyler Hill Investing. It says China has increased its gold reserve for 9 straight months. You buy gold to hedge against fiat debasement. You stack gold for 9 months straight when you see massive money printing coming, right? So gold futures reach record high of $3,800. Is the monetary system breaking or geopolitical conflicts heating up? China seems to think so. So that makes sense, right? Pure Wallet accepts BNB. And you can swap for BNB in the wallet. That's why I love it now. Nice. I thought it was on Aster Dex before all the exchanges. Yeah, probably. I mean, you can get it anywhere. I mean, it's probably I think that was when it was first getting started. I mean, when in doubt, just go to Aster on CoinMarketCap. Then go to markets. And then you can see all the centralized exchanges it's offered in. So it's offered in Binance Alpha, Bybit, Gate.io. I don't even know. What is Binance Alpha? Is this can't be Binance, right? No, it's not. MEXC, HTX, those sorts of things. Plus Awesome is here. Let's go, baby. PancakeSwap was the original BNB shitcoin source. Yeah. PancakeSwap, that is true. PancakeSwap is like the Uniswap of BNB, even though they both let you buy the other tokens and other coins on their platforms. But for sure. What's up, Selmo Fudd? How we doing? Shout out to the Browns with a good dub. Dude, what is the big news coming out of the US today about crypto? There's really no big news, you could say, when it comes to the crypto markets. And it is kind of strange that gold's doing well and the stock markets are doing okay and crypto's just kind of dirtling. But I mean, it is what it is. Oh, Binance Alpha is part of Binance? Nice. Is that like a separate exchange? What is that? But really nothing. There's nothing that's big, like any huge news, just like random news. I mean, we did have Jim Cramer say, Jim Cramer wants to see, he wants to see a pause in the endless rally of crypto, which means we're probably going to pump, right? Inverse Cramer, excuse me. But there's nothing really huge, to be honest. I heard big news was coming out. Well, Jerome Powell's going to be speaking, so there's that. So we'll see about that, but. Bubble Maps announced a new utility. What's called Intel Desk, like kind of like an Arkham thing. That's pretty cool. Nice. ASTER surge price, is it organic? Summary: CZ Binance endorsed ASTER DEX, propelling ASTER from 3 cents to $2 in days, while Hype hit $60 all-time high, but weekends. ASTER achieves 50% of Hyperliquid's revenue with U.S. access to dark pools. Competition benefits users. That's true. Hyperliquid versus ASTER. I need to get Pure Wallet onto a new Killer Whale show. Yeah, I know. Jake was on Killer Whales and he represented Brett, right? This is a while ago. I think it was like 2 years ago. Early call type of DEX, that's Binance Alpha. Ah, okay, got it. All right, got you, FOMO. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Looks like the market's flipping back green over the last hour. Looks like everything is pumping except we have APX, obviously ASTER, MYX in the red right now. So market's starting to flip green for the most part. So did we get some news? Yeah, I mean, over the last hour, we're starting to see things flip to the green, and even over the last 24 hours, even though it's not by much. Let me see if we have any more news, but I don't think so. No, nothing really big. Austin, they have released the coin from pre-sale? I don't think they have yet. No, not yet. And of course, you got Crash bull posting Aster. That's good. It's a good sign. Man, these guys were early, dude. That's kind of crazy. What a call. What a call. XXI for Pure Wallet. Pure Wallet. When did we get a referral link? What's up with the Pure Wallet referral links? You know, let's use the Pure Wallet. Crazy partnership with them too yesterday. No, I think they're waiting to launch it on PeerChain in Dubai at the end of October. Nice. All right, see what else we have going on in the markets. No way, dude. No way. What's up, whale porn? How we doing? GM? How we doing? Should I stay silent for a little bit longer and wait for an Aster entry, or do I top blast like always? I mean, yesterday was a good dip. I mean, it went down to $1.50 yesterday, and it just ripped today. So I've been waiting for an entry too, but I think I'm just going to top blast. You know what? If we're thinking long term, who cares? You know, I'm just trying to think of like a logical way for this not to work out, and I just can't really think of anything logical except the United States getting their nose in it some way, shape, or form. But it doesn't seem like the SEC. Like if this was last year, Gary Gensler would have been all over this, you know. But maybe it's dipping right now. I think Wadi said that, so it could be a good opportunity to get in. But you know, it's not the same crypto market. I can't see, you know. Yeah, the entry. Yeah, we've been talking about this for the last week too, by the way. I mean, everybody has. No, I didn't buy. I know I'm on the sidelines, but I'm kind of past like having FOMO where, you know, I got some W's and some plays. It's not a huge deal, but yeah, this one hurts to miss. I'll tell you that. You know. Let's see what Asher's at right now. Is it dipping? But like logically, I can't. Oh yeah, so it's under $2 now, so it could be a good opportunity. We'll see. You know. Brenrick says got in late at $2, and see, hey, it's about conviction. You know. I'm buying big at $1.85. It's a beautiful day trade. Nice, Wadi. Let's go. It's pretty cool for bubble maps, though. It's kind of like Arkham, right? Like Arkham Intel. Mr. Beast just deposited 114K. I wonder whose wallet they were tracking if that wasn't Mr. Beast. Apparently, Mr. Beast is saying that he didn't buy Aster. $4 easy, I think so. Remember, it'll be $7 if is it 7? Yeah, it'll be $7 if it hits the price of Hyperliquid, which is not out of the realm of possibility. Like, yeah, Hyperliquid is a high market cap, but I mean, I wonder what the Hyperliquid team is talking about behind closed doors. You know, I wonder how they're looking at this. Sacklin says, if you're broke, Rodney, use your EBT to buy in. I use my Pure Wallet to do the transactions. Does Pure Wallet take EBT? You know? Hey, if the Pure Wallet can take my EBD card, you know, we're dialed in then. Nice. We got some more for the pre-sale. Nice. 271,000. Damn. Who's buying right now? Let's go. Yeah. You know? Hey, if the Pure Wallet takes EBT, I'm in, baby. I wonder what the Hyperliquid team is thinking right now. What do you guys think they're thinking right now? Like, fuck, man. Fuck, we should have got in. Fuck. Hyperliquid reposted this. Let's see what he's. This is too much to read. A common question I've heard in Soul is, what makes Hyperliquid special? I haven't found a way to distill it all into one sentence, but one reason that stood out to me the past few days is the culture of dreaming big and executing, while staying true to the original ethos of DeFi: integrity, fairness, and transparency. The work is hard, and there are many crucial components to be built, but that's the beauty of a Hyperliquid community. Builders rise to the challenge and push the frontier of what is possible. I've never been more exciting to continue building alongside everyone. Gay? No, this is obviously Jeff, their CEO, right? Since beginning work on Hyperliquid a few years ago, this was my first time traveling to meet so many community members, and also my first time in Korea. Thank you. He's giving a shout out to all the different Hyperliquid community members. Most of all, thank you to the builders, traders, and community members who give Hyperliquid its soul. I'm blown away by the hospitality, energy, and talent growing every day. There's a long journey ahead to house all of finance. Wow. But it's good to appreciate how far we've come together. No mention of Aster. You going to address the unlock situation, or are you just going to let Aster drink your milkshake? So apparently, you know, hey, what's up, Dom? How we doing? GM? Yes, sir. So apparently, like a lot of people, and Dom, I'm still deciding on that how to buy video because it's like easy to buy now. Maybe who fucking cares? Just make it. It's not hard to buy it anymore. I mean, people are asking. There's like a million ways to buy it. Which way do I show? You know, Staying true to the original ethos of DeFi is a bold claim when the original ethos was code is law and fuck banks. Oh my God. Uh-oh. The people are turning on Hyperliquid. Oh boy. Hey, we'll see. Hey, we're going to see. And apparently, like, Hyperliquid had some sort of like builders thing maybe in Sol. It's going to be interesting. Do it anyways for the normie. Yeah, you're probably right. Make a nice, highly edited video. And Dom cooks. Dom's the best editor of all time. I don't make the rules, you know. Dom cooks. Maybe the easiest, safest way to buy it provides some clarity. Yeah, you're probably right. Let's see. Let's go back to, let's see, markets. Yeah, you can buy it on PancakeSwap too. I wonder which wallet I should use. Should I use MetaMask? Is anybody using MetaMask anymore? So you can get on Uniswap now. You can get on Pancake. You can get on, obviously, ASTER. Bullish on ASTER. What's up, Zay? How we doing? Yes, sir. GM. Yeah, man, it's insane. People love a straight to the point video. Let's see. CZ says, I might have helped a tiny bit with this. Of course, only talking, no coding. A few intros here and there, and a few nations. Signed is a portfolio company of YZI Labs, minority investor. So, introducing a sovereign infrastructure for global nations, a blockchain stack built for sovereign nations. Nice. Dude, CZ is active, baby. Let's go. What's up, Zay? How we doing, baby? I used to my ledger to buy. See, yeah, anybody can buy. Yeah. Kayla says I use MetaMask. What's up, GS? How we doing? GM. Connecting USDT and buy. Connecting using USDT and buy swap ETH. Yeah, I mean, you can actually just bridge within the MetaMask wallet now. Like, you don't even need to like do anything special. Maybe I should just do it from my phone. Like, how to buy ASTER on your phone. Like, easy way to buy ASTER. B&B Frog? Yeah. I can wait, what's the idea behind ASTER, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, it's pretty much like a anonymous hold on. It's pretty much like a Hyperliquid that you don't have to KYC. Look, at anonymity is something in the space that we need, right? So that's pretty much what it is. And CZ's backing it. So there's that. But that's the idea, right? Do your degenerate plays on an exchange where you don't have, people don't need to know what you're doing and know who you are and those sorts of things, you know? I mean, Kayla, you can bridge within the app, right? You could just, let me see, hold on. Yeah, but we could probably do it like from Solana too. Maybe we should make a 2-part video, you know? How to bridge. I think PancakeSwap is definitely going to be like the way to do it, you know? Bridging takes longer and higher transaction fees. Yeah, but I'm trying to find the path of least resistance though, you know? The path of least resistance. I mean, you can bridge using dbridge, and you can bridge using anything, you know? Swap, get more BSV yesterday, swap. Let me see. Yeah, you know, because people like if you put too many barriers in their way, they're not going to want to do it. I mean, I'll do it, but a lot of people don't. If you do like 10 steps, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is fucking lame," you know. A lot of people don't have like the attention span for that, you know. Make a video on the pre-sale. I ain't been in DeFi for like. What's up, Mizzy Matt? How we doing? Oh, for XLer. I mean, this is. I don't know if I should make a video on this. Like, if you want to get in, you can. I mean, a lot of people are getting in, which is awesome. You know, we're getting a lot of buys, even on. I think that we had like $4,000 in buys since we started streaming. Probably just not all me, but I mean, the token utility pretty much is a way for you to, you know, pretty much what they say, right? They only see what you want them to see, right? So just anonymity in the space, being able to, you know, make your transactions without people being able to track you. With Arkham becoming a big thing and all these different protocols let you see what everyone's doing. It's like sometimes you want to be anonymous in this space, you know. Terranode is fully what's Terranode? I don't know what Terranode is. Copy and paste the CA in PancakeSwap with BNB easy. Yeah, exactly. You know, I should make it like simple, right? Simple, easy. Maybe I should make a way on how to bridge your ETH. Wait, hold on. All right, that was weird. Someone was trying to open my door. They found the wrong apartment or something. Transaction volume will start rising soon. Oh yeah, it's on BNB. Yeah. Oh, Aster, right? Yes, Aster. Transaction volume will start rising soon. Copy and paste the CA in PancakeSwap with BNB. Easy. Yeah, exactly. It's easy. So I think it was harder to buy it before it got everywhere, you know? Well, the app is the easiest. Yeah, true. But then people have to, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have to download the app and those sorts of things. Running out of AR by your cube if they choose the wrong apartment. That is true. I sure do. Even though Jayhawk says it's a bad AR, but. You would have a mean surprise. Yeah, I think it was a chick, though. She's on her phone. You're just like, people in my apartments are not going to be like, now when I move back to Virginia, I might need it. I remember when I moved to Virginia, like the first like 2 weeks or the first month I was living in my apartment, some like homeless guy was like pulling on my door and then went into like my little outside like patio storage thing. And I was just in the hallway with my gun like this. I was like, hey, motherfucker. XR is Ethereum. Did you see the creative view? I did not. Waddy, what are you making, bro? You making some weird shit again? This motherfucker. Why'd I got a Waddy logo on your shirt, bro? Come on now. You know, I think maybe I should make a how to buy, but I feel like it's just easy at this point. You know, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Let me think it over. I might make it. We'll think it over. There's just so many different ways to skin a cat. What would be the most practical, you would say? Maybe just on MetaMask, and then maybe people using like Phantom, like how to bridge your Solana to BNB, you know? Aster sucking liquidity like Trump coin did. Yeah, but you know what? The thing is like, yeah, true. That is true, you know? But a lot of people are using BNB now, which is huge. Like, it felt like with Trump coin, like people were just dumping, they were dumping like their Solana tokens, like not Doge, but Bonk and Whiff and those sorts of things. My port is on crutches. What do you mean, Ape Life? Oh, send yeah. Why do you make one of Caroline now? Leave Caroline alone. She's a saint, okay? Leave Miss Ellison alone. Let's see what's going on X. If you have any news. But it's not like a rug like Trump coin was. It's the whole crypto exchange. So the liquidity is going back. Yeah, exactly. It's different. Like you can't compare it, you know, it's just different. And CZ he's one of us, right? He's a good guy. Yeah, he went to jail, but you know, if you look at that case, it's just like the reason why CZ got in trouble for the first place is him staying true to decentralization, right? Maybe Binance wasn't doing the best with their KYC, but if it's DeFi, this is kind of crazy. It's kind of like a get back for that, right? Because there's no KYC with ASTER. Just kind of connect your wallet and fucking go, baby. Because you remember Binance got in trouble for like not KYCing people properly and those sorts of things, you know, which I thought was interesting. But he's still good. He's one of us, right? He's one of us. It's just different, man. It's different. It's different. People want to be anonymous in this space. Yeah, it's interesting. Very, very interesting. And I wonder, like, and if you're using the exchange, you're probably gonna get a fat airdrop, right? When they do one. So if you have a lot of money in the exchange and they do an airdrop, you're gonna be like rewarded like a motherfucker. Which is crazy. Let's see what this person says. It says, Jeff has been awoken. CZ versus Jeff over the next few years will be reminiscent of the Messi Ronaldo era in football. Generational talent that will push each other to greater heights than what they would not have achieved without the rivalry. This is actually pretty good. This is true. You know, I wonder how Hyperliquid's going to respond to this. You know, it's good competition. Interesting. Interessante, you know. I don't think Hyperliquid's done in any way, shape, or form. I think it's going to be okay. Binance founder CZ calls to reduce fees on BNB chain by another 50%. Dude, fees on BNB chain are pretty much dirt cheap right now, too. All right, guys, but that's the stream for the day. Appreciate you guys tapping in with me. We'll be live tomorrow, same time, and we'll be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hang out and talk with Austin and whatnot. And obviously continue the XSeller, XSeller pre-sale and those sorts of things. Appreciate you guys. We're giving away $200 tonight, so make sure you tap in. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you tonight. Bye-bye now. Peace.